Oh, hey. So a couple days after getting my CGC submission back, I got my CBCS submission back. This is a crazy lengthy story for these books. If you want to see the 16 books, grades I got, and why I practically paid nothing for it, stick around. Welcome back, family. Thanks for joining us here again at Team Ohana. Yeah, so as I said in the introduction, I paid practically nothing for it. Now, in all actuality, I paid quite a lot for it. So what it is, oh, wow, year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, I sent in a 1991 Spider-Man #1, autographed by Stan Lee, for grading and signature verification. CBCS lost it, and they didn't receive it in. And I kept calling month after month after month, asking what's going on. At one point, they even said, oh, yeah, we found it. We just haven't put it in the system yet. You'll see it in a couple days. A couple weeks later, I call back again, and they're like, well, who did you talk to? I'm like, I don't know. Whoever answered the dang phone. Seriously. So month after month after month, I've given them the tracking information. We'll look into it. We'll call you back. We'll email you. Nothing. Finally, they look up the tracking information. They say, this is an invalid tracking number. I said, well, it wasn't 7 months ago when I gave it to you. The tracking numbers are only good for 6 months. Thankfully, though, the local post office that delivers to CBCS had so many issues with them. They kept the paper records of all the signatures with the tracking numbers from every day's delivery in their filing cabinets. So I contacted them, and the United States Postal Service, to their credit, they were amazing. They contacted me back within 24 hours. We've located the actual paper receipt that we gave to them, and they signed off on it, and the shipping manager was the one that actually signed off on it, and your tracking number is there. I had undeniable proof from the federal government. So the best that they could do was give me either the amount that I insured the book for, which I should have insured it for more. I didn't think that it was going to get lost. I'm sorry. So I only insured it for one. I declared the value at $150. So they said, well, we'll give you the $150 back. I'm like, it's worth more than that. Let's be realistic. Or we'll give you $250 in credit towards grading. So I took the $250 credit, and I just grabbed a bunch of books. Books that I thought, these are books I probably wouldn't send to CCC, but I think will look cool in Slabs. Whatever. They were delivered in November of 2020. Yep, 2020. No, 2021. November 2021. And received it to their system the first week of January 2022. Here we are at the end of November. I got them back. Yay! So before I get into those, I would like to say, though, that I did lose my Stan Lee autograph book. And I don't know if you noticed, I have been trying to get all the major artists, the Romita, the Steranko, the Adams, Claremont, to try to get all the artists that I knew and loved in Yellow Label. And Stan Lee was, of course, the one that was... I just got one. I paid for it. I didn't get it, obviously, because Mr. Lee is no longer... Mr. Lee. No, never mind. He's no longer with us. But I got a Miss Marvel #13. This is not a key book. And honestly, these are not the clearest signatures because they're just signed in not the greatest locations. Did you notice I say signatures? It's a multi-sign book. So Miss Marvel #13 from January of 78. Coming up on a 45-year-old book in a 9.8 white page. Signed in the word Miss Marvel by Chris Claremont, and right there by Mr. Stan Lee himself, witness signatures. So I got my Chris Claremont and my Stan Lee in a double shot in a 45-year-old book, which also makes this the oldest 9.8 that I actually own. So I'm really happy about that. I didn't pay an arm and a leg for it. It wasn't that bad. This is a good time to buy books if you're looking. So I got my Lee. I got my Claremont. I got a 9.8. Now let's find out what these books are. Again, nothing really crazy in here. And Mrs. Ohana did claim one of the books. She said, ooh, this is cool. I want it. You got it. We'll get to that one later. And I did, when I was looking at these online, accidentally see one of the grades. I'll tell you which one it was. It's not a good grade. This makes me worry about the entire submission. So if you saw the thumbnail, yep, these plastics are definitely thinner than ones that CGC is sending out now. We've got Fantastic Four number 199. Okay, looks really nice. It's the Whitman variant, and this is actually a really funny book, and I'll explain why in a minute. But it's the Doctor Doom cover and appearance, and we are going to get a 9.6. That's a really nice grade. I like that. Okay. Now what? Cool. I have no idea if there's graders notes or anything else. I'm assuming with a 9.6, I'm probably not going to get it. But a 1978 book. Hey, another 1978 book. 9.6. Apparently 1970s are going to get a nice little bump in my collection. But I've got two. And here's what makes this one really funny. If you follow me for a long time, you know that I had a friend that passed away. He did comic shows online. I got a lot of my key books. My last trade with him, I'm never going to trade those books. They involved Moon Knight and Star Wars #2. One of the first books I got was Doctor Strange 169. A lot of great books with this guy. A lot of great laughs. And during one of his live shows, they had a pull box. And I think I took two books out of the pull box. So he pulled one from the front and one from the back, and they were both Fantastic Four 199s. And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'll pull a different book. I'll put one back and pull the other one." I'm like, "No. You know what? It wouldn't be us if you didn't do that." That's just great because that just created another memory. So I sent these two books out. As you can see, one of them came back at 9.6. So he really had, good quality in there. And on the other one, we got an 8.5. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, apparently one of them was better than the other. But that's absolutely fine with me. These are not books that I'm going to be looking to sell. 8.5 and a 9.6. I might have to put the 9.6 up on the wall at some point. Because Doctor Doom in a 1978 Fantastic Four book. That's cool. I like that. Okay, it's not a bad way to start. We got 14 more books. Let's see how we do. Next book we're going to pull out is... the one that the wife has claimed. Yes, this is the first appearance of the Midnight Suns. This is one of those books that it's kind of like Sleepwalker. The price is here, it's there. It's here, it's there. It's here, it's there. Anytime somebody farts a rumor, it goes up every time, and then it goes right back down again. So we have first appearance of Lilith and Caretaker, Doctor Strange cameo, gatefold, centerfold, removed from polybag. That's right. This is a direct edition that was in a polybag. So I have no idea. I don't remember the condition on any of these. I really don't. The only one I remember the condition on is the one that I accidentally saw the grade on. So anything else is a complete surprise to me. 9.0. Well, I can tell you without even looking it up, a 9.0 of the first appearance of the Midnight Suns is probably not even worth the cost of slabbing. Oh wait, it was free. I'll worry about getting the tape off later. All right. You know what? I'm having more fun than I thought I was going to have with these books so far. We'll see what happens. We have, oh, yes. Hey, Hawkeye Kate Bishop #1, the variant with Lucky the Pizza Dog. And you know that I had to grab this when I saw it. It is one of the Scotty Young variants, and it's funny because they got the baby Kate Bishop, but it looks like an adult pizza dog. I would like to see him more as a puppy. But, you know what? I can't complain because I love Lucky. I'm a dog person. And we get... Oh, what? Wow, hey, from here I can see this massive crunch in the corner, this whole corner of the book. I don't even know if I can get it to show up here. No, I can't. It looks like it's got this giant stain along that edge. Definitely got some serious scuff marks on the casing, too. Wonder if they just figured out, hey, you know what? He's not paying for it. Okay. Well, you know what? I don't care, because it's still, again, I sent these books because they weren't books I was going to be sending to CGC, and I just wanted to get some things slabbed. We'll see. We'll see. See if there's any graders notes, which I doubt. But there is. If there isn't, there isn't. It's not the only Scotty Young that I have that's a 7.0. So, and I bought that one as a slab book. So, I didn't care. I like the book. And just like this, I love Lucky. It was okay with me. Next book up on the list is, the low grade. Yes, I can say right now, that's one of the reasons. You see that big chunk that's missing out of the back corner there? Okay, so I was getting ready to submit this to CGC. And I use the bags with the gummy strip on it, the self-adhesive bags. So this way I don't get tape stuck on the books. What did I do? I laid the book down on the gummy strip. I didn't even pay attention. I just kind of like gave the bag a yank, and I took off a chunk. I'm like, ah! So I immediately pulled it out of the submission. I had it off on the side. I'm like, ah. So yeah, I did see the grade on this already online, and honestly, okay. So I want you to formulate your own opinions. You got the newsstand edition here. Not looking terrible. Okay, we're going to go over the back. You can see that nice crunch in the bottom corner there. Right there. And that nice little piece that's missing out of the top. But overall, you know, I didn't think it was going to be that terrible. You know, 7, 6.5, 5.5. White page, but 5.5. So, one of the and it is the blue Galactus variant. That's the other reason I wanted to get it submitted. But, oh well. It's still something that'll look cool up on the wall. And I guess if you're going to get books that are graded, that are a lower grade, it's probably better to put it in the CBCS, because like you look over my shoulder here and you can see the Star Wars Heir to the Empire. Unless you really focus your eyes, you can't see the grade. You just see the book. So if you're just going to have a book up on the wall and you're not worried about the grade, it's cool to show it off. And that was the idea of them doing these labels in the first place. If you want to see more of the grade, 9.8, 9.6, then you would go CGC for your own personal. Incidentally, the Heir to the Empire is a 9.8. So, no, I'm not going to ever reslab that. Okay, so 5 in. Get to the next book in the Ziploc sandwich bag here. It's a newer book because I can see the Citizen ad in the back. Oh, Shuri number 1. Yes. Now I have Shuri number 1, 2, and 3 in first print and second print. I don't remember. I remember I sent the second prints into CGC. My number 1 second print got a 9.8. My number 2 got a 9.6. And number 2 is the big banger. I think I even sent number 3 in. But I don't remember why I didn't send the first print. I think there was something about it. Well, yeah, I can see this whole corner. So, yeah, it's going to be a lower grade. I can see that. And we get a 8.0. Well, you know what? I'm okay with that. 8, because I've seen a couple of the other grades. And 8.0 for that. Still presents well. Definitely can go to a nice Shuri fan someday. It's cool. See, I think this is the key to... You saw how disappointed I was in the CGC? Don't have expectations. Just think they're all crap. And just think they're all going to be 1.0s. And unless you get a 0.5 or no grade, you're going to be pleasantly surprised. We're pulling up... Oh, speaking of Sleepwalker, I actually got a copy at one point. And I think I picked this up at a local flea market. And just cleaned it and pressed it and sent it in. Didn't think much of it. I thought it was going to be somewhere in the 9s. But no clue. And we got a 9.2. Okay, so there's one of those books that... you may get some kind of news or a rumor out, and the book spikes, and then turns out to be false, and the book goes back down again. A lot of people want to see this character come. I personally don't think they ever will. But, again, That's another book that just, looks good on a display. It's fine. We're getting down to getting about the halfway point now. Talking Patty Prayer doll. Ooh, there's a Patty Prayer doll. A doll that actually prays. Brought to you by the Catholic Church. Ooh, Star Wars number 7. Newsstand edition. Pizzazz insert. Okay. First expanded universe story. That's right. This was the first one that was after the 6 issues of Star Wars. So, all new Han Solo and Chewbacca on a world the law forgot. You got the nice little Han Solo and Chewbacca wanted poster in the background. It's a cool book. This is why they really tried to say, hey, even though you guys all bought the book just for the movie, we're going to continue doing it. And on this one we got a 9.2. Much better than I thought it was going to get. I'm very happy with that. 9.2 on a Star Wars 7. Off-white to white pages. Cool. I don't know what the pizzazz insert is. I really don't. Maybe it was a store or something. But yeah, looking good. Star Wars number 7. Thank you. Boom. Another one to add to that run, which someday I'll actually complete. Okay. This one feels heavier for some reason. We got... Oh, The Good Asian. This was a very hot comic book when it first came out, and I grabbed a copy and threw it into the submission. This is probably, one of the books that I really thought I was going to get a 9.8 on, because it was just like rack, press, straight from the store, press, and send it in. This storyline won a bunch of awards. I really thought that they would be optioned, but it took CBCS so long to come out to return this book to me. It could have been optioned and shown and sequeled and shown and everything else by now. But we got a 9.8. So we are on our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th book, and we got our first 9.8. And let's face it, in a submission that I wasn't expecting 9.8s, but that's okay. Nice to know that they didn't forsake me completely. So let's see. First appearance of Edison Hawk. I believe that was just the standard cover A. Okay, I can tell it's an older one because I remember buying these when I was a kid. Yeah, I bought them. They didn't last long. The dog wanted to play with them, but I ate them. See, to see if you're paying attention. We got... Oh, we're getting some of the older X-Men. I did have a few X-Men in this submission. None of them I thought were worth sending to CGC. We have X-Men number 147, Direct Edition. Direct Edition? That's not a direct... That's not a direct edition. I see Direct Edition there. That's not a direct edition. That's a newsstand. I mean, these are the same people that... I sent this to CBCS and I had to send it to CGC so they could clean press it and grade it and properly label it. They listed this as a newsstand edition when it's not. It's the Canadian price variant, which is a much scarcer book than just a standard newsstand. So, anyway, X-Men number... Okay. X-Men number 147. I'm sorry, what number does that say? These guys are dorks. X-Men number 145. This is 147. It's a direct edition, but it's a newsstand. Oh, idiots. 7.0. But it might not be. Maybe it's a 9.8. I don't know what this is. Wow. I don't even know what to do with this. I really don't. I mean, did I also send a 147? I don't think so. Give me a second here. Yes, I did. It's the next book up. They mixed the labels up, guys. Okay. Oh. See, and Mrs. Ohana is very happy that I'm not submitting books to them anymore because it comes wrapped up like a bubble wrap burrito, and it's a real pain in the neck to deal with. I'm not submitting because they lost my book, they treated me like crap, and they do stuff like this. Okay? So, this book is a 7.0. Which is a direct edition. Okay. The other book, which is X-Men number 145, in a newsstand edition, is a 9.0. Okay, I think I really need to send these. Oh, God, do I want to send these back to these idiots? Do I want to deal with them? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to deal with them. Oh, but having a Doctor Doom covering a 9.0. Ah, jeez. I don't know, guys. Put it in the comments. Tell me what you think I should do. This has been a nonstop crazy transaction, if you think about it, from the Stan Lee part for almost 2 years. And I was just kind of happy about the fact that I was going to be done with it. Wow. Okay, here's another one. X-Men number 155, correctly labeled, direct edition, 1982. First appearance of the Brood, Starjammers, Shi'ar Imperial Guard, and Tigra and Deadpool, Deathbird appearance. See, that's what happens when I take my glasses off. I remember this being in pretty decent condition, and apparently they didn't think so. 7.0 off-white to white. I'm sorry, I'm still laughing at the other one. I mean, I see videos of people getting that all the time. That's the first one that I've gotten. And it's just like, really? Oh my God. Oh, it means I got to call customer service and deal with this again. Oh, joy. There's a very iconic Lee cover, the one that was made into the video game. Uncanny X-Men number 268, direct edition. Yes. Okay. Looks decent. I've got a feeling it's not going to be a high grade. I'll say 8.0. Whoa. Really? I can see some staining on the back. Okay. You know, like I said, these are the books I did not want to send to CGC, that I did not want to spend money on getting graded. But again, think of it as a picture frame. That looks cool. Okay? If you just take that away, that looks cool. That looks like it's something that would look cool up on a wall or up on a shelf or in a hotel lobby or something. Did you go to a hotel lobby seeing comic books in there? I'm staying there. We've got 3 left. This one is... yes, this was the last issue of X-Men 282. I have gotten 4 copies of this. And I took the best 3 and I sent them to CGC. I did not hit a 9.8. I got a 9.6, a 9.4, and one that must have gotten damaged somewhere along the line because I got like an 8.0. This was the 4th one that I considered the lowest grade of them all. So I said, you know what? It's free. I'm putting it into a CBCS slab. And so, theoretically, I think the 8.0 was damaged by CGC. So taking that into consideration, this should be, say, an 8.5 to a 9. Whoa. Whoa. 6.5. Guys, do you see a 6.5 comic book here? I mean, am I missing? I mean, it looks like a little bit of waviness down there on the bottom. I understand that. We'll look for those graders notes in a minute. 2 books left. I knew that wasn't going to be a 9.8. I did not expect a 6.5. I bought the 4 best copies that the store had. I wouldn't have bought a 6.5. Okay, this is a cool storyline. I purchased this just because I thought it was cool. What if, number 31, the Wolverine had killed the Hulk? Which was not too long. No, it was quite a while afterwards where one of the Hulk had killed Wolverine. This might have been the first what if story that I ever read, too. 1982, it's right about that time, yeah. So, we get an 8.5, which I'm actually happy with that grade. I am happy with that grade. Wasn't expecting anything high. I knew it had spine ticks. But still, it's a cool book. Another 1980. Apparently, I've sent a lot of 1982 books. None of them were from a collection that I had when I was a kid. And the very last book here. Oh, I do remember. It was Donatello, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I believe I got this in somebody's mystery box. I thought it looked decent. Thought it'd be cool to have it graded. Never got around to sending out for CTC, so I'm like, yep, throw that one in there too. It's a 1986 book. Only issue wraparound cover. And we got 8.0. I think it's only really worth anything when it's like a 9.6 or a 9.8. I don't think this is worth much of anything. Mirage Studios, $1.50, $2.10 in Canada. Okay. So that is the entire submission. Let's see if there are any graders notes, shall we? I'll pause this so you don't have to wait. Okay, so we're going to go backwards here. We do have the Donatello. We have note, spine stress front and back cover, breaks color, fingerprint and soiling middle front cover. I thought it was saying middle finger. Middle front cover, tiny crease, bottom right front cover, breaks color, creases and wear, top back cover, breaks color. Well, that's definitely enough things to knock it down to an 8.0. The What If, which got an 8.5, spine stress front and back cover, breaks color front cover, tanning, top back cover edges, and interior covers. Okay. The X-Men 282. Oh yes, the 6.5. Spine stress and wear, front and back cover, breaks color. Impact, bottom right corner, front cover, breaks color. Goes through book. Bend and wear, top right corner, back cover, barely breaks color. Soiling, bottom and back cover. Edge tanning and foxing, interior front cover. How much of that was from your move from one building to another? X-Men 268. The Jim Lee, the 6.0. Spine stress and wear, front and back, breaks cover. Surface wear, front and back cover, BBC. BBC? Like the British Broadcasting Company? Bends and creases, right edge, front and back cover, barely breaks cover, back color, foxing, front and back cover, and interior. Second book with foxing. Foxing is like mold. Now, again, they had the book for a year before they touched it, and they moved from building to building. How do I know their climate control was working properly? So, I'm not accusing, but I'm just saying it is possible. Another one with foxing. Seems like all the books had foxing. Sun Shadow on the back cover of the X-Men 147. Sun Shadow. Should I look at the 145? I'm assuming that means... Oh, well, you know what? Yeah, I guess you can see. If you were to look at the book, on the bottom edge here, it's like yellowish and yellowish. And I'm wondering if that might be because there was another book on top of it. You know what I mean? That just exposed part of the book. And then it was left in the sun, so you got discoloration like that. It might not necessarily have been the sun that did it, but any type of UV light will discolor books. Good Asian, Star Wars, Sleepwalker. Shuri, on the 8.0. Spine stress, impact, bottom spine, tiny bend. A lot of impacts, a lot of foxing. Sleepwalker. Spine stress, scratch, top right cover, barely breaks cover. Tiny tear, right front edge. Anything else here? The Secret Wars, the 5.5. Light spine stress, front and back cover, barely breaks color, front cover. Tiny tear and creases, top front cover, barely breaks color. Impact, bottom spine and bottom right corner front. cover, some breaks color, going through book, wear and crease, top, back, cover, breaks color. You know, they don't say anything about the missing chunk. The Ghost Rider, it was a 9.0. Impact, back cover, and light spine stress. Everything is light spine stress. That's their default. The Kate Bishop, here we go, 7.0. Spine stress, barely breaks cover. Tiny tears and creases, right edge, wear, left back cover. So, at least I got grader's notes, but the Fantastic Fours, we had the 8.5. Tiny impact, bottom spine. 2 small creases. And then the other one, let's see, on a 9.6, they actually gave a grader's note on a 9.6. Bends and light wear, top, front cover, barely breaks color. Just for curiosity, on the Good Asian, which was the only 9.8 out of 16 books, no grader's notes. All right. Well, guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me. And I'm recording this Sunday night, but we got to edit it and get in some effects and have some good laughs. And I got to decide what the heck I'm going to do with these 2 books. So, please drop it in the comments, okay? You know, as well, you know what? I'm glad I'm holding these 2 books, but at the same time, you know what? 2 books I want to be holding right now? Radiant Pink #1 and Nightclub. So you didn't have to dub over the voice on that one. Nightclub. That's right. Boom, 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 boom. I'm in the middle. Hey. You know why? Because these are going to be the 2 first exclusive covers that Team Ohana is involved with. But it's nowhere near the first rodeo for artists Deegan Pecoris nor Syndicate Comics. These are amazing books. They're coming out. Radiant Pink is coming out December 7th. And Nightclub is coming out December 14th. You can purchase these online at syndicatecomicsshop.com. We've got the books individual. You got them signed. You got them remarked. We got bundles with A and B. We've got sketch variants. We got all sorts of things here. And if you can come up with a combo that we haven't listed, let us know, and we'll take care of it for you. There's going to be a Whatnot full day event. We're going to have in-store signings on the 7th and on the 10th and on the 14th and on the 17th. We're having a grand blast with it, and we'd love to see you guys also get one of these limited to 500 copies. Signed and remarked books will come with a COA, custom designed for each individual book. And the books start at $15 for a store exclusive. That's one of the lowest prices I've ever seen. So please, just at least check them out. Think about it. But as far as the X-Men books, the 147, 145, drop a comment below. Do you think I should just keep that as a reminder to not use CBCS again, even though I've got several autographed books I'd like to get verified and yellow labeled? Or should I send them back and prolong this agony of this transaction another few months? Inquiring minds want to know. But guys, thanks for joining yet again. Can't wait to see you on the next video. In the meantime, though, don't forget to click on like, subscribe, notifications, drop a comment down below. Check us out on Patreon. Check us out on check out our podcast, which is also going. Patreon has other exclusives also, like watch-alongs for some of the videos that we do, behind-the-scenes stuff that we do. You get to vote on the polls for the Back Issue Book Club to help choose which books we're actually going to be rereading, discussing. Check us out on Instagram. I think we've got a TikTok. I'm not doing any dancing on it, so you should be fine. I think that's enough. Yeah. Guys, until we see you in the next video.
Mahalo.